crazy.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Welcome to episode 18.
18.
Can
you believe it?
No, cannot 18. 18. So welcome to live from Rabs, from inside Rabs, Country Lanes here in Staten Island, New York, where it's a beautiful 60 degrees today.
It's a very nice day. Another nice day. Get out and walk after the show, obviously, but get outside, walk around the block, get some fresh air, ground yourself. Sit outside in your yard, take your shoes off, and feel the earth. Yeah, not you.
Put them out. And stay away from people if you're walking.
Yes, that's why I said sit in your yard or your front yard, away from everybody.
Hi, Bobby. So we now the running joke is that we never start on time. So now we are determined to beat the time that's posted. So Dennis, the over/under are 2:07. The under wins. Thanks, Ken, for noticing. Kevin Rourke usually points that out, and we beat Kevin yesterday. So maybe he didn't come back today.
Yeah.
No, he didn't come back today because we beat him. He felt
he is a bit of a sore loser.
He is.
Kevin.
Yeah. He might be in there. I don't know, but I'm sure we'll know when he decides to join us. So Naz, last week we talked about cooking chicken, and you opted out. You wound up having tacos on Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday
from our friends at Sophia's, which was great, and you love them. We talked about that last week. However, I saw that I should have pulled it. This awesome picture of your chicken. You made the chicken.
You're not going to share my picture.
I should. I'm going to have to. I'm going to pull.
Yes, I got a Pampered Chef air fryer combination rotisserie, and it came out. I mean, it took me a little while to figure out how to do everything, but it came out perfectly. Perfect.
How perfect is perfect, Naz?
It was perfect. Not only did it look good. If I would have dressed up the plate if I would have known you were going to share it.
You know what? If I can, I am going to share it. It's going to take me a moment though to pull it up. So when I pull it up, I'm going to share this piece of heaven. I should have been. I really actually should have been prepared because you were so excited.
I was very excited
about the chicken, and I have to laugh because. We too had the rest of our chicken last night. You get that big old thing of thighs from Costco, and we've gotten our meat elsewhere, and we had all this chicken, so we cooked the rest of it last night, and it was good. I mean, it wasn't Naz. Yours is exceptional, and I
would have dressed it up and made it look pretty if I know you were going to share it.
Naz, come on, this was pretty.
I couldn't believe how nicely it came out.
There was your chicken.
There it is.
And what you made this in what?
In a Pampered Chef rotisserie air fryer.
That's fancy.
It was fancy. I stuffed it with some garlic. I rubbed it outside, and it was great. It was great.
It's
very simple. Very simple. Thank you. Frankie rarely compliments me on my cooking. He knows.
You don't go
during the season. I don't do a lot of cooking. I don't have the time. I do enjoy it, but
the buttons on your oven don't work. So that's
no, the 3, the 4, and the 0 don't work on my oven. The stovetop works. So anyway, I want to thank you, Donna Labrano, for turning me on to the Pampered Chef oven. I loved it.
She was also excited that you shared that. So
she was excited. Not as excited as I was.
No, but I don't know what's for dinner tonight. So when I get home, it's like a mystery dinner. This is the first time either I'm not cooked. Last night we barbecued. I'm coming home. Anthony decided to cook dinner for us and treat us at home, and I don't know what's going to happen.
That could be anything.
We'll have to find out. Maybe he's inspired by the Barefoot Contessa or Giada today. I
love the Barefoot Contessa.
He likes to come over and surprise us.
She's my
favorite. For meals as we're quarantined. So it's Tuesday.
It is Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Yes, you can be sure of it.
I should put that on our notes so that the day of the week.
It would help.
I guess so. Does it really matter what day of the week?
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
So today's Tuesday. We've got a great show. We've got a couple of guests that are gonna, two fantastic ladies that are gonna talk to us today. First, we're gonna bring in our friend Jaclyn Tacoronte, JMT Media. Jaclyn, how are you today?
Hi, Jaclyn.
Oh, I have to unmute you. That would work first.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's about 2:08, and I'm here in Casa Tacoronte. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no. Thank you for popping in and joining us. It was nice to hear your voice and see you on Facebook. We connected the other day on the SIEDC live chat, and I've been catching up with you and watching what you're doing. So you're in your studio. Have you actually left your studio?
So I'm a little strange, y'all. I haven't left my house since March 10th. Like when I say I'm talking like I haven't even gone to my backyard. I barely even go to my front yard to get any mail packages, just because I have a new infant. She, at the time when all this was happening, she was about 5 weeks. Now she's 8 weeks, and I'm breastfeeding. So I'm just a little OCD. So I'm just a little afraid. So I'm just hunkering down, following the guidelines from the mayor and the governor's office, and, just doing what I do best, is talking. So we're just trying to keep everybody at bay. So yeah, it's happening.
How is the baby, and how is Mr. Roman getting along here?
Oh, okay. So we got to start off with the oldest first, because if I don't talk about him first, then his feelings get hurt. So Roman's about to hit 5 this summer. We just ordered a Lego dragon set. So he's working on that diligently today, and he's only going to be 5. So working on projects for 10 years old. So I'm expecting him to be a mechanical engineer, to make that money, honey, and to build me something. That's right. I'm planting those seeds of success. And Julie Violet, so she's officially now 8 weeks. She's doing really, really well, because I've been home. I've been able to breastfeed in between conference calls and doing live sessions. And she's just a really good baby. I'm very blessed, even though these are crazy times. We try to keep everybody happy in the households. And so far, so good. So I got a few more honeydew projects to keep us busy at least for the next month.
And I'm sure your husband's cooking up a storm while we're home.
Oh, so my husband, local 3 union guy, he took off for paid maternity leave because we had our daughter. And so he's still the tail end of it. But my husband also owns Bearded Barbecue NYC. So every night we have a 5-course meal. Last night we had a fried fish with some buttermilk biscuits, these chocolate chip cookies that aren't your traditional cookies. They're flat, but they have salt on them. I mean, you'll see it on his Instagram page. So he's been keeping me full. I'm eating all day, every day with him. So, I'm lucky. I'm not, and I tell everybody this, because they're like, "Oh, Jaclyn, how do you do it all?" I'm like, I don't. My husband cooks, I like to clean, and I'm a workaholic, so it works out very well.
This has to be tough being in, because you want to be, I know you want to be out hugging people and doing it.
My husband made fun of me about a week ago. He said, for you, I thought you were going to be more stir crazy. He's like, but you just managed to transition your going out networking to your community corner video chats. He's like, so you seamlessly switch. And I'm like, yeah, because in the digital world, part of what I do on a digital side is you have to be very fluid, and you have to be able to move and transition into things. So the hardest part is actually the remote learning for my son. He goes to the Children's Harbor Montessori School. And so, there's challenges in that transition. But Department of Education has 1,000,001 links. So we've been going there and catching up with other parents in the neighborhood, and they've been giving us links. So there's tons and tons to learn. And the interesting part is being home. I've been able to see kind of where my son's strengths are and his weaknesses. Instead of waiting to see at a parent-teacher conference, I can actually see it within the first week. I was like, oh, this is what we need to actually work on. So Yeah, and we were trying, we try to look at the silver linings about everything. We try.
So you can't. So now we keep laughing about the learning from home. Now the parent teacher conference is the next one at some point is a total different experience.
Yeah.
I mean, all I gotta say is I don't know if my son's teacher wants to hear from me. No, they're all doing, everybody's doing the best that they can, and we take it in stride because we know that each of the teachers, they also have their home, their children, their cooking schedules, their cleaning schedules. So we try to be mindful of that. That's for sure. But I will say this: if I didn't own JMT Media, I would probably open up a school. Just saying, school's in session.
Ooh, now she's a teacher. Yeah, I don't know if you're the teacher, the dean. I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. Your daughter Lisa has an observation, and even before you had the baby, you looked fantastic. And so Lisa's reminding you that you look gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Lisa. So here's my tip and trick. I tell every single person, always have lipstick. You don't even have to have eyeliner. You don't have to have blush. It's a Texas thing. My mother told me, never leave your home without lipstick. And so let me show you a little trick here. On my table, AKA my studio, with my son's crayons and markers, I always have a little lipstick in the tin. So that's my Kim Kardashian trick to fabulosity. Just letting y'all know.
Okay, so share with us that lipstick. What is that lipstick?
Oh, well, I've always wanted to do this. So this
There
is
it
a
is.
Sephora brand. It's just a Sephora brand, y'all. Nothing crazy. If there was a small business on Staten Island doing makeup, I would be buying their makeup, but I don't know any small businesses doing makeup. So right now it's Sephora.
So it really seems like social media is having their moment right now, between people and businesses using it to share information, and families using it to kind of come together, and friends using it to kind of stay in touch with each other. I mean, in a way, that's going to be a good thing for you to actually see it being used to its potential, or close.
Oh, yes. I've had my company now for 5 years, and our primary services are public relations, and our secondary, interesting enough, is social media. So during this transition of everybody, the essential workers being out there and non-essential being inside, we've had a lot of clients. I mean, people have called me and said, how are you doing? I'm like, we were actually busy and slammed because all of our clients are now truly transitioning their social media platforms. Before it was, oh, let me just post an image or two of a promotion I have, or, a 2-for-1 dinner or something to that effect. And now everybody's kicked it up gear, especially on Facebook, because most Staten Islanders, we've looked at the demographics, they're all on Facebook. The younger demographic is certainly on Instagram and Snapchat, but for the majority of the Staten Island community, they're on Facebook. So immediately we had tons of clients, even non-clients, direct messaging us. And so that's why we decided last Friday, we decided to host a free video webinar to teach people, how do you use these services for free? Because not everybody has a budget to hire a firm or an agency. So I was like, let me just put it out there for free. So if you go to our website, we have a little tab that says free resources, and it's everything from templates for when you're doing Zoom meetings, and the images. Like right now, I have this beautiful tree behind me that was commissioned by my husband to Lena Montoya. She's a muralist. But we have some beautiful images for Zoom that are places like Snug Harbor Cultural Center, the Conference House, the Verrazano Bridge. So when you are doing your Zoom conferences, it looks really, really nice and professional. That was my husband that just passed by. And then we also, we've gotten, and I'm sure as you have, Frank, and folks that are watching, we get daily emails from whether it's the Chamber of Commerce or SIEDC of the resources. And so when you click on one of those SBA loans, it takes you to, it's like you're going down a rabbit hole of like a 60-page PDF, etc. So our team for the last 9 days have combed through all of the loan applications, or loan paperwork, the grants. And so we're about to post it up later today. We condensed it. I don't know how, but we were able to condense it down to a 2-page PDF of what the loan is, how do you get it, what documents you need, when do you need it by, and what link do you need to click. We really had to condense it because a lot of small businesses, they don't have the time or even now the resources to spend to reviewing a 60-page PDF or going down a rabbit hole of hyperlinks after hyperlinks. So we really, took the time, and I figured, I have the staff, let me get to this. And so that way everybody can have all of this information in a condensed format, make it easy, work smarter, not harder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. We've been talking about that all week and how cumbersome the information's been.
Yeah.
And thank you to folks like you, including the Chamber of the SIEDC. If you take and you look through it, you try to pick what's best for you and what pertains to you. Because that's a larger problem. There's so much information. How do you decide what's for me as a large employer, or somebody with a small number of employees, or maybe not necessarily impacted as much as some others? So
exactly. I mean, this is already an overwhelming process for people. I'm talking to some small business owners. They've unfortunately had to lay off their entire staff. And so imagine going through that mental process of laying off your staff, trying to figure out, are they furloughed? Are they unemployed? And then you have links upon links that you have to click. There's just way too much information. So, our goal is to always, especially right now, it's just to help people. Like, I literally call every hyperlink that I get for free, like, hey, you have a question? Oh, I literally spend hours in between. It doesn't seem like it, but in between doing the community corner or doing conference calls with clients, I'm on the phone trying to get information of like, oh, this is a free attorney that you can call. Great. Let me put this out there so small businesses know that maybe you don't have an attorney, but the Legal Aid Society is there to answer your questions on what do I do legally that's appropriate for my business, because everybody has a different business model and a different structure.
Yeah. The Staten Island Business Outreach Center has really been helpful to me personally. So I know that they've been helpful to kind of wading through some of that paperwork.
Yeah, a lot of the SIBOC and the business improvement districts, I know New Dorp Lane Merchants Association. Next week, we're going to have the Grand Central Business Improvement District on our show. There's a lot of paperwork. And so unfortunately, a lot of businesses hadn't even filed their 2019 tax returns. And so some of these documents, they're requiring that. But if you don't have it, you can still use your 2018 tax returns. So automatically, small businesses are thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't do my 2019 taxes. I don't qualify. That's absolutely not true. You can still use your 2018 taxes and then qualify or put your application in. So, I mean, there's just a lot. I'm just grateful that there's several business improvement districts. And there's, the Chamber of Commerce and SIEDC. So that way you can ask questions and get clarity on some of these things, because one thing might not pertain to another for a small business,
I know, it's great. And you found your niche during this time. And so
I found it.
Keeping busy, which is awesome. Yeah. I just dropped the link in here for anybody that was interested in the resources right on Jaclyn's website. So
perfect.
Talk a little bit about, now you're uber busy, so you're building these resources, and I'm assuming it starts with your clients, but at the same time, hey, how do I reach from my clients to reach new clients and reach out in the community? So talk about the live streams you're doing, your community corner and your webinars.
Sure. So we actually started this back in 2018. It was a little pilot that we did. It was with Vinny Meduno and Diane Gattulo. Here on Staten Island. We put together, it was called The Beats, where we interviewed businesses, entertainment, artists, and theater groups around Staten Island. This was everyone from Meg at the Tibetan Museum to Angela with Jade Asian Bistro, to Eileen Fuchs from Snug Harbor. And we even had Doreen from the St. George Theater. So we had a total of, I believe, 13 episodes. It was our first season. We had 150,000 views. It was great within a 3-month time frame. And then I got busy with like work, and it was really a way to put out what's happening within the different small businesses, the culturals. And so we ended up putting that project on pause. So for us to transition with the community corner when this unfortunate pandemic happened, it was actually pretty seamless for us because we already had a format and a process down. So our first episode, I don't know if y'all have seen Netflix's Pandemic, but it was one of the top 10 streaming Netflix shows, docuseries. It was a 6-part docuseries. And there was a doctor by the name of Dr. Jacob Glanville. And I was just so inspired by his no-nonsense approach about the pandemic, that he's trying to find a vaccine for the flu in general. And so that's what really prompted Community Corner. I reached out to him literally on Facebook. Hi, my name is Jaclyn. I'm from Texas, but I live in Staten Island. Would you be interested in doing interviews? And he said, yeah. So immediately I contacted Partners in Sound and Massimo, because I was like, I don't really know what specific live stream services there are, but I had used them in the past at an event at the Hilton. And so they were the ones that helped set me up on all of this. And so we had our first segment. It was, I believe, March 14th or March 12th. And we had Dr. Glanville on, and we had Mike from Techie Geek on. And then we had a financial advisor on, a former financial advisor, because I wanted to ask basic questions. You know, we really hadn't heard anything from the business organization groups on Staten Island, just because there weren't any resources. But I wanted to know, to start getting prepared for the economic impact for small businesses. So we hosted our first show, and it went really, really well. And now not now, but within the past 60 days, he received, I believe, $10 million from the Bill Gates Foundation. And so about a week ago, they just finalized the details for the vaccine. And so now they're in the testing phase out in California. And so it's been really incredible to see this progression of, I saw this man on TV, I reached out to him, we did a video live feed, and now he's trying to find a cure. Like that process was incredible for me to go through. So it goes to show the power of social media. If you're doing it the right way and you're trying to get as much information, and you know your intention and your heart is in the right place. So yeah, that's when we started it. We have a segment tomorrow with Senator Diane Savino. I'm a huge fan of her. I'm a huge fan of any woman just in power. I just think it's important to have representation. And then we have, of course, Eileen Fuchs this Friday. So we only try to do it every other day, because it's a lot of, I mean, as you know, y'all know, it's a lot of work every day to host a show. So I try to do it every other day. So, but I'm just grateful to be on y'all's show, because I think what y'all are doing daily is really important, especially to the bowling community. You know, I think I mentioned to Frank, my sister, Julie. So my daughter's name is Julianne. She's named after my sister. So my sister, there she is, Julie. This is her. She was in the Special Olympics. This is her in her gymnastics. But my sister Julie was also in the bowling, Special Olympics for bowling. And so that's really what turned me on to bowling as a young lady. Oh, there we are on some waterfront somewhere. I think the Gulf of Mexico. I don't know. We're all over the place. Probably Corpus Christi in that photo. But, you know, my sister is a huge fan of bowling. And every time I go to Rabs, I just feel, I don't know, a sense of peace. And it reminds me of home from Texas. So I'm looking forward to when Rabs opens up back to the public, because there's just something very calming about being at Rabs. It's very similar to like Snug Harbor. It's very calming, and it reminds me of Texas. So, you know, so I love Rabs. There you go.
Oh, we appreciate that, and we said that this is people's home away from home, and it's not really away from home. It's their home when they're here, and whether they're here on a weekly basis, a daily basis, or visit us. And that's what we try to provide here. That's the outlet from everyday life, and that's important to us. So we appreciate that. And you talk about your sister all the time. So I love hearing those stories.
Oh, thank you. You know, she when she came to New York when my daughter was born, we were trying to go to Rab's Bowling, but you know, what was I thinking? I was having a newborn. I was like, yeah, let's all go to Rab's. And my mom was like, you need to relax. You just had a C-section. So unfortunately, we didn't get to go to Rab's, but I'm looking forward to when they come back to New York for us to all go to Rab's, because she was totally looking forward to it. Like, she brought her tennis shoes, her specific outfits that she wears when she goes bowling. So she was really, really bummed that she didn't get to go bowling. But, you know, Special Olympics is a near and dear place in my heart. And I think that's why I always volunteer. Growing up, every Saturday morning, we would get up at 6 o'clock in the morning because my mom would make sandwiches or whatever we had to pack. And we spent the entire day volunteering with the Special Olympics. So it's just kind of been a part of my daily life. And so that's why why I love Rab's, because Rab's always gives back to the community in some form or fashion. Not a lot of businesses do, but luckily Staten Island has a huge heart. Every business that I know of wants to make sure that their neighbor and their neighbor's business is thriving and doing well. So yeah.
We talk about that a lot. It's the community within the community that we have here, and we could talk about that for days. But no, and we're glad that you see it. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Naz had a question for you.
Oh yeah.
So if businesses maybe haven't gotten into the social media, public relations side of their business, what could they do now to maybe kind of get in and kind of jumpstart their business for when we do go forward to open?
You know what? That's a very, very good question. So the first thing that I would say is, if you're on Staten Island, set up your Facebook page at a minimum. Even if you don't set up your Instagram, your Snapchat, set up your Facebook page and try to post content at a minimum of 1 time a day. This can be anything from you barbecuing to you talking about your services for less than a minute. Try to keep everything under 60 seconds. And then if you have any staff that are still working, give them also access, because people don't just want to see your face. As much as I love to see me and my beautiful self, I love my staff, and like, I try to give them access to do their own Facebook lives, to post about their own achievements, what they're doing, just because there's different voices within my company. It's not just me. So I would highly recommend that. You know, this past week, we've heard a lot of small business restaurants that are officially closing until the essential businesses, the ban is lifted. So our team is putting together a Staten Island reboot package. We're giving that away for free. We're not selling anything. We're not upselling anything. We're like, here's what you need to do, a step-by-step 30-day guide. This is what you need to do to get your business back on track. And so we'll be posting it, of course, to the same website that Rab's posted on jmtmedia.nyc/free resources. Because again, my business is not going to thrive unless we all thrive. So I need everybody to do an amazing job, and we're trying to rally. So we're trying to put our intellectual property out there to let people know this is what you need to do for the next 30 days to reboot your business. And we started thinking about that immediately, like 3-4 weeks ago, because I was like, okay, we're going to go through this probably for a good 2-3 months. What are we going to do afterwards? How are we going to make sure that small businesses are thriving? And so to kind of circle back, you know, when it comes to social media, play around with it. Like, I plan on spending this weekend learning TikTok. I tried it, and it was a little overwhelming even for me. And I was like, okay, Jaclyn, you need more time to dedicate. It's not a quick, let me just download this app. So I'm looking forward to learning myself how to use TikTok so I can do some cool videos.
So the crazy thing, one, follow us. Harry is our TikTok hero, we'll call him. Harry's been posting some videos. Harry took a little bit of a break. Harry doesn't want to leave. Doesn't want to leave in the pandemic. So he'll be back. We were filming last week. The average user spends 1 hour on TikTok. So,
I believe it.
So think about and I have to say, I at nighttime, it's one of those things you swipe, you laugh, and you think people are crazy and doing all sorts of things. It's the new Vine, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the content is organic, and the reach is organic. And so one of the issues, how do we effectively reach that audience without throwing it down their throats, right? And so you have to have fun with it, which people are doing. It's a great medium. I think people are having kids, teenagers. My favorite ones are the grandmas and grandpas that are on it. Yeah, doing all the cuckoo dances. So I tell business. One of the things I tell a business: the average user spends an hour. No other platform has that. How do we use that to our advantage?
Oh, honey, I can't answer that. I got to get on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So keep that in your head when you get on. I'm glad you.
Yeah, no. I mean, I actually, so aside from the professional side that everybody sees, most of my girlfriends know that I love karaoke and I love singing and I love dancing. I mean, but I'm not that great at it, but I still love to do it. So I'm looking forward to trying TikTok just to like dance, like just to check it out. I don't know. We'll see. I'm looking forward to it. It's something different
for you. And when she talked about her friends, Jaclyn never comes alone. She always has a posse. Is a posse. It's never alone. The last
it takes one to know one, honey. Come on now.
You're right, 100%. So the last time they were here bowling, she had Eileen's kids. She had everybody, but never alone. And so your poor husband.
It's that old school saying my grandfather used to say, tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are.
Yeah.
My friends are hardworking, but everybody has 500 children. So if we can't take all the kids, sorry, we can't go. Sorry, that's really what it comes down to.
I teed up Naz, and that wasn't the question I was expecting her to ask, because it was the first question I thought she was going to ask you today.
So you showed a picture of your sister earlier, and so you guys are from Texas, right?
Yeah, born and raised.
How did New York, Staten Island, New York happen?
You know, I'm so glad you asked me. There's only been like 3 people that have ever asked me in the past 7 years that I've been here. I was actually working at Jaclyn Lincoln Center with a group called the Young People's Chorus of New York City, and I was their director of marketing and PR. And a friend of mine that worked at NYC and Company, which is the tourism arm for all 5 boroughs, she said, you know, Jaclyn, have you ever been to Staten Island? I was like, I don't even know what that is. Now, keep in mind, I had lived in Manhattan for 5 years, but on the subway map, they have Manhattan like this tiny, or Staten Island, this tiny little space. And so she was like, there's this place called Snug Harbor. They're looking for a director of marketing. They have a new CEO. You should check it out. And I was like, okay. So I took the Staten Island ferry, and I remember I took the bus from the ferry to Snug Harbor, and I fell in love with it. The waterfront, the North Shore. And immediately, you know, I had my interview, nailed it, and I ended up working there for about 2.5, 3 years. I was their director of marketing, and then I was their director of external affairs, set up their film shoots, photo shoots, got tons of press, was there when we did the rebranding, and immediately I asked myself, there's no other PR marketing firms that are managing and taking care of small businesses and nonprofits. So I was like, I'm going to open up my own company. And that's really what started all this. I was 4 months pregnant, actually, with my son, Roman. And I remember going and pitching my services with the big belly and my portfolio. And, you know, Staten Island business owners, they were like, who is this woman? And I was like, oh, it's okay. I'm pregnant. No big deal. You know, after I had my son, I went back to work in 2 weeks. And so with Julie Violet, I was thinking, oh, I have my own company now. Let me get back to work like in a month or 2. No, I was back to work within like 3 days. It's just, it's a part of who I am. But I fell in love with Staten Island. Staten Island reminds me of Texas, the community, the family. It took me a while to figure out that this is the borough of parks. And in Texas, there's tons and tons of hill country, scenery. As you can tell, I love anything green. So I fell in love with Staten Island, and I decided I'm going to stay here. And then I was one evening with my best friend. He was asking me like, Jaclyn, why don't you date anybody? And I said, Because people are crazy. You can't just randomly date people in the press and marketing world. Everybody has an ego, just a little bit. So he said, why don't you try like an online app? And I tried an online app, and I called it Build-A-Bear. It was like all the things I love. I wanted somebody with blue eyes, but light skin, but dark hair, lots of degrees, with tattoos, but loves comic books because I like to read. And then my husband, well, at the time, this man, Joseph, pops up, and I was like, ooh, he's cute. Click. I like. And then that's how I met my husband.
That's
met
awesome.
my husband. So, and he's been the best human support system. I think he's my best friend. I think everybody should have a Joe Bear in their life. That's my nickname to my husband, Joe Bear, because he's hairy. So totally putting this out there in the public world. No big deal. No big deal.
Listen, we're all about it. This is all about being personal and being open and honest.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, no. And he's, local 3 union guy. But he also owns his own barbecue business on the side. And he's just a huge, my husband's that type of guy that I remember we had to go to a Verizon store to like change out phones or something. We were walking out and my husband says, Jaclyn, can you take Roman to the car? And I'm like, where are you going? Like, aren't you coming to the car with us? My husband turned back around, gave his like bag of breakfast snacks, coffee, and he gave it to like this man. He's like, here you go, sir. Like, and he does things on the quiet. He never wants any praise. And he's just a good human, just a really, really good human. I'm blessed. I'm very blessed to have someone like him in my life. And now I got babies, so he ain't going nowhere.
and he cooks your barbecue.
And he cooks
me barbecue and makes me chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, the way to Jaclyn's heart, chocolate chip cookies. Is that true?
Chocolate chip cookies and whiskey.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it. Hey, you're a busy gal. We really appreciate you chatting with us today.
Oh, y'all are the best. I can't wait to come back to Rabs, y'all.
We can't wait to have you back. So go back to work. We appreciate you joining us. We've got another fantastic lady we're going to talk to this afternoon, and we'll have to hook you two up as well.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank y'all so much. All right, y'all take care.
Thank you.
Be
Talk
well.
to you soon.
Be well.
She's breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And I dropped the link to Jaclyn's website. The resources are awesome.
Yeah.
So check those out, and they're applicable to anybody. You can use them. And she's on Facebook, JMT Media, every day. Every other day, it seems to be doing their show, as she was saying. Yeah. So check her out. She's got some great guests lined up too. So we're going from Staten Island, from being home, to Staten Islanders. We've got. We like to go places.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And there is one place in particular that Staten Islanders love to go.
Oh, is that true?
It is true.
It's Atlantic City. And straight from Atlantic City, we have Whitney Ullman. Hello, Whitney.
Hi, Whitney.
How are you guys?
I'm good. So while we were sitting here, so what people don't know, what they can't see, on the bottom we have our feed with our images and our video. And as we're sitting here, Whitney's, she's busy texting and doing her thing, and she's doing something. She had fessed up. She was filming a TikTok.
I couldn't believe it when she said TikTok. I'm like, yeah, that's what I was just doing. That's so funny. It's my new favorite thing. It keeps me occupied. It lets my creativity flow while I'm home.
So, hey, we appreciate you popping in. We're sitting here. We're going to be wanting to get out, and we want people to stay home. Of course, support local businesses here. But we know people are going to want to travel and do the staycation thing. And so what better places? And we really appreciate having you come on with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much. Well, it's funny because obviously people aren't really traveling, but because you said that, that's a big point of contention right now, because a lot of people have homes at the Jersey Shore. They have their second houses. And people are a little bit upset because, we should be staying home and not traveling. And a lot of people are coming to their shore houses and staying there. And, locals are a little bit upset about it because it's like, okay, you don't live here all year round. You do pay taxes, but, you're also now shopping in our small supermarkets and, you're bragging about living at the shore. And it's like, no, we're trying to be safe and stay home and not really, come to your shore house. But, I have no personal opinion on that. I feel like if you pay taxes, you should be able to go to whatever house you want to go to.
All right. I agree. So, do you feel like that backlash is maybe because they feel like they're bringing the virus to the shore? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, especially, in New York where there's a ton of cases and people are traveling to Florida or they want to come to their shore houses at the Jersey Shore, not necessarily just Atlantic City. It could be anywhere along the shore. But, you don't want that. You don't want to be bringing you might not know you have it and you're thinking you're okay. And now you're traveling somewhere else. And I'm very proud of Atlantic County because we have a very low amount of people as of right now in terms of the statistics. I can't even talk the statistics that just came out. The governor just posted it and we are very low on those statistics, which is pretty cool. Atlantic and Cape May counties. So I think people here are really doing their part to try to maintain, being safe and following all the rules and the guidelines and trying not to go. And we have this really cool Facebook page, the Atlantic County pickup and delivery options. And that's pretty cool too, because it's put on by the Chamber of Commerce and every restaurant that's doing delivery and pickup are, participating in this. And then people are posting pictures and comments and talking about the different restaurants that they just ordered from. And it's kind of nice because the whole community is coming together and still supporting local businesses without having to actually go and be there in person.
Got it.
Are the casino restaurants doing the same thing, or are these just a smaller mom and pop restaurants?
Yeah, unfortunately, the casinos aren't allowed to operate none of the food or entertainment or anything. So
that's really good, though. I'm sorry. But the point there is, I think that's great because it gives more exposure for the mom and pops during this time who might get overshadowed by the casino restaurants at sometimes.
Yeah, of course. I mean, for us locals that live here, I think we do support the local restaurants pretty often because technically, because we're near the casinos, we don't go there that often. I mean, I'm there all the time because I have to be, but mostly the casinos are, people that come from out of town and want to enjoy the gambling and all the experiences that they have there. So for us, it's good though that we're maintaining it and not just being nervous and staying home and cooking, but we're also saying, hey, we want to get pizza from our local place or any type of food really that's available. But the casinos did do their part, and that's really commendable too, because of course the casinos feed thousands of people every day. So they were once everything shut down, they were able to donate their food. I mean, thousands of pounds and hundreds of pallets of food were donated to the Community Food Bank of New Jersey, the Southern New Jersey branch, the Boys and Girls Club, the Rescue Mission, even the foods that were bruised that maybe weren't good for human consumption. I know that Harrah's Resort chef Diana from Arterano, she donated to the Funny Farm Animal Rescue. So that's pretty cool too. Yeah. And, people were, and Caesars just donated their lotions, like the hand lotions, to medical professionals, which is nice too. And, Hard Rock really participated in donating food and all the same initiatives that all the other casinos, like every casino participated, Tropicana, Golden Nugget, Resorts, everybody.
So
Resort.
Yeah, that's really good that they stay involved in the community that way. The layoff or furlough of so many employees must have some effect on that local economy, I would think.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it's very concentrated in our area with casino workers, and it's from everywhere from, lower on the totem pole to high up. Like everyone is laid off. People are not working, and it's very sad because, we're living in a time where, we're always living in the time where you got to pay your bills. And unfortunately, people aren't able to do that. So that's why we have to really come together as a community and find the smaller things, that make us happy and realize that, we have our health. I mean, I'm so thankful that I have a home and I can go from one room to another. I mean, I'm stuck with my husband 24/7, but at the same time, I can have a little bit of space and I have my health. And, I'm very thankful for that, but it's not easy to not go shopping or not be able to go out or hang out with your friends or just do something fun or go to happy hour or see fun entertainment. Like I really miss all the concerts and the entertainment in the casinos. So, but they did start something they didn't start it. It was something that happened, throughout the world. It's called the Rainbow Initiative. And it started as something for kids where they asked homes and different people to put rainbows in their windows that were visible. So that way people it's kind of like, there's always a rainbow at the end of every storm. So it gives hope. And it started out for kids to kind of walk around their neighborhood and count how many rainbows they saw. But now the casinos got involved and, local media got involved. And so you'll start seeing more rainbow logos and rainbows around the community. And it's just like a nice way to show that we're all united. And, we all really know that there is a rainbow at the end of the storm. And we just have to kind of maintain a positive attitude and just kind of get through it.
We were talking about the entertainment before. So the entertainment who was probably taking the bigger hit, right? So the casinos, the entertainment that we booked. What does that look like in a couple months? Rebooking entertainment or not? This is there's one thing to have a storm come through and cancel a one night gig.
Right.
Now we're canceling multiple gigs over weekends. That's got to be tough for the casino convention center.
I mean, I get this question asked a lot, and unfortunately, I don't have any solid answer for you because, we thought, okay, maybe end of April. Then you're thinking, okay, June is when it's going to start back, and who knows if it's going to happen in June? It might happen in September. And as we know, the Jersey Shore thrives in the summertime. That is our main time where we get, a ton of people that come in. Throughout the year, there's stuff happening. I mean, you could go anywhere throughout the year and have a great time, but the summertime is really the main time where we want to have, all our visitors come and enjoy all the amenities that we have, especially in Atlantic City. And unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, I think it can go either way. Either, once we're able to go out and enjoy entertainment and concerts, are we going to all rush to, a venue and a showroom and sit together and laugh? Or are we all going to be like, I don't know, I'm nervous, I don't want to get sick, I'm going to stay home? I don't know. I don't know what the mentality of people is going to be. I feel like, once we get back on track, I do feel like the people who understand and who have been to the shows and been to the restaurants will maintain doing that. Like, I know I'll be out because I'll know that, like, I understand it, but I think people who have never been or don't go often might be a little hesitant to bring themselves out.
Yeah, I did see, I believe it was from Atlantic City. I saw a photo of some friends that were in the casino and they would forcing the social distancing in the beginning, every other machine, don't sit next to each other type thing, which has to be tough. I don't know how I would handle that. If I want to play my machine, you better go somewhere. I want to play my damn machine.
Well, it's like with anything now. I mean, you're not allowed to be with each other. And then I've been seeing people get in their cars and go into a parking lot and then kind of park X amount of spots away from each other and then sit on their cars and talk. So that's a way to talk and social distance. I don't condone that, but I think that would be kind of fun just to like see people in person. But at the same time in the casinos too, I don't know what people are going to do. I don't know, but it's just crazy because before all this even happened, I used to do Facebook Lives about people coughing because I hate when I see people coughing and they're sneezing in their hands. And I'm like, no, like we went on a cruise and I was like, no, that should be the first thing that they tell everybody is do not cough in your hands because then you touch the knob and you're touching the table and the railing and the elevator button. Like that's so gross. It's so selfish. Like cough in your elbow, cough in your shirt. And now all this happened, and I'm like, see, I've been telling you.
We talk about it all the time. We kind of laugh. You try to laugh about it, but you're right. Especially in those environments. So even environments like ours, we're no different than large restaurants or casinos where lots of people congregate at one time, which we believe will be the last of the businesses to be able to open because of the number of people. No different than a theater. It might be a little bit easier for a theater, but for a theater to seat people every few seats or in rows, it's not going to be fruitful for them to open. So what does that look like? Hey, August, the air show would be in August, right?
Yes, it would.
So if we're to some normalcy, that might be the first big event where people get together. Did they already cancel it? Was there anything?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about that yet. I mean, I did hear that Atlantic City was in talks with the NBA and having NBA come, when they start coming back and potentially using Boardwalk Hall as one of the venues to start doing games. So that was a positive news piece. That, great. There's stuff going on in the background that may potentially actually be a good thing for Atlantic City, but I don't really know. I wish I had those answers. And I'm worried. I'm Jewish. I have the holiday tomorrow, and it's like, and I know Easter's coming up also, and it's like, wow. I mean, we can't even celebrate the holidays together.
It's a challenge. That's a challenge for everyone. I've seen the lines outside of bakeries and some stores, and I'm thinking to myself, please don't have these big dinners. Please stay home. Just do your thing. Whoever's in your house, contain it to who's in your house.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see pictures of people doing things they probably shouldn't do, especially the holiday time. So hopefully, if August, if there's some light at the end of the tunnel there, the air show. If it's not the air show, what's the next big event that people would look forward to in the city?
I mean, we're supposed to have beach concerts on the beach in Atlantic City. The Fish was supposed to perform for 3 days. I don't know. It's like, all the concerts that were supposed to happen aren't really happening right now. The Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame was set to be in June, and that's going to be postponed now. And that's with so many famous, boxers, and they have interactive experiences, and they have an award ceremony, and they honor people. And, that was already set in place with rooms reserved and everything, and that's getting postponed also. So I think that, and that was supposed to be in June. So, but that's just people erring with caution because, at the same time, could you wait, till May to maybe change something? Yes, but it's not realistic to have a huge event in June right now. I mean, potentially things could be open and we can, see concerts or small events or gatherings, but I really don't know. Like, I wish I had a magic ball and I could tell you.
I think we all do. We're in the same boat. We get asked that question. That's why I'm trying to, that's not the question I'm asking. So we don't know. It's interesting because it's going to be, so Atlantic City has a big convention business. And I would imagine that conventions in the last, or even moving forward into the fall, probably canceling, looking at just canceling their event or postponing, just because of the traveling and getting people into one space, which has to be tough for the casinos and the convention center, of course, the surrounding hotels. So as a result of all this, do we see a fall? Sadly, do we see a fall off? Does one of the big guys shut down?
Yes. I mean, it's inevitable that's going to happen. I mean, I'm sure I know for convention, I mean, I don't know the statistics, but I know that the conventions are booked so much ahead of time that they're booked way into like 2022, 23. So you can imagine everything that had to be either canceled or postponed that's going on now. I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's a huge detriment to Atlantic City because that is a really big business that we have. I mean, that's one of the biggest that we have. So many people come in just for the conventions and then they use all the amenities. And of course it's like cyclical, like everybody gets, benefited from that. And now that's probably, I don't even know when the conventions are going to come back.
So when you tell people they have to come to Atlantic City, yes. What do you tell people? How do you sell Atlantic City to someone that, we love to come for many different reasons, but you live there, you live and breathe it, you're around. What do you tell people?
Well, I mean, Atlantic City in general has a rich history. So if you're a history person, you would love to, and not just Atlantic City, I mean, the surrounding Jersey Shore towns like Margate, Ventnor, you even can go down to Cape May and Wildwood and Avalon and Seattle. I mean, there's so many beautiful places, but Atlantic City in general is just a very diverse destination. I mean, you can do anything from go to the beach, be on the boardwalk, go to the casino. You can literally dine in restaurants with people from the Food Network. You could go to Harrah's Resort and go to Martirano's and from, Steve Martirano, Yo Cuz, you can have Gordon Ramsay pub and, the steakhouse, and then the pub and grill over at Caesars. You can go to Borgata and literally eat a Bobby Flay steak. You can have Michael Schulzen and Michael Simon and like all these, famous chefs have restaurants in Atlantic City. Plus, not to mention, every casino has very famous entertainers that come on a weekly basis. The nightclubs are packed. Like if you like nightlife, that's where to be. And every casino has something amazing. I mean, Ocean Resort is such a beautiful property, and you could go there and go to American Cut Steakhouse, or Dolce, or even like there's so many places. Villain and Saint has like the best like food for a bar. I love it there. And those are just casinos, not to mention all of the things outside of the casino that you can go to and all the restaurants that are there. And then we have Tennessee Avenue, which just, built up. I mean, you're talking about people who invested their not just money, but their faith in Atlantic City. And they opened a beer hall on Tennessee Avenue right near the boardwalk. And, you know, you have Rhythm and Spirits and you know, a chocolate, you know, factory basically, where it's like bean to bar chocolate, like make it right in front of you. You can go right there in Atlantic City and enjoy that. And, you know, Hard Rock, they just opened, Hard Rock and Ocean opened at the same time. I mean, even at Hard Rock, you know, you have Sugar Factory, and then you have Koro for like the best sushi you've ever had in your life. And, you know, Il Molino, and just so many cool places in Atlantic City to go to. And, you know, I just say to people, you have to check it out, because you can watch the media and you'll see a lot of doom and gloom, and that's not the case. So it's very easy to believe the hype and not go. But what I would say to people is you have to just come and see for yourself, book something in advance, stay in the casinos, stay outside of the casinos, do an Airbnb at the Jersey Shore, and then come to the casinos. But there's just so much to do for everybody. It's just one of those cool, and you can also go to Whitney or contact me, and I'll give you options, because of course you can go to Boogie Nights if you like 70s and 80s, or they have like 90s night on Thursday nights, which is so fun. Or at Martirano's, when you're eating dinner, there's music and there's TV playing, and you know, the pool after dark, you could literally go swimming all day long there. And then there's a nightclub at night. So there's just like a lot to do. HQ2 has a beach club and a nightclub. So in the summertime, their day beach club is open, and that's super fun also. I mean, if you like that type of music and you like to lounge at the pool and see all the beautiful people, that's where you during the day. I go there and I'm like, what am I doing here? Because I feel old. But at the same time, you can go hang out, you know, at their nightclub. And, you know, every casino has something special about them. I mean, Carmine's, you guys are in Staten Island. I'm sure you've been to Carmine's in Times Square. There's a Carmine's at Tropicana where it's huge. I mean, they're packed every day of the week. Chelsea 5 Gastropub at Tropicana is one of my favorite restaurants. Like I could go on and on about all the really cool places. Olan and Okachi, which are Jose Garza's concepts, they're at Tropicana also. So, and those are just nicer restaurants. You can go to Hooters. You could go to Tony's Baltimore Bar and Grill. You know, you can go to Los Amigos, get some Mexican. You can go to the Ton Tavern right across from the Sheraton and the Convention Center, and you know, Wingcraft. There's just so many cool places that are outside the casinos to check out as well.
If anybody made a list, I think she named every restaurant and every place you could possibly go. I think the misnomer, people, there's you don't have to gamble.
Yeah.
To go there and enjoy yourself. We go with friends, and some of us gamble, some of us don't. And everybody finds their way, and there's so much to do.
Yeah.
To casino hop, to hop casinos for entertainment and for drinks and happy hours and bars. There's so many opportunities. When you mentioned Carmine's, personally, if I go to Carmine's, I like the one in Atlantic City better than the one in Manhattan.
Awesome. Oh, I got to tell them that. That's great.
So if you had and you don't want to upset anybody, but if you had to pick your favorite restaurant inside a casino and outside a casino, could you pick one?
It's like crazy because I like different restaurants for different reasons. So, you know, like for instance, if I'm at Tropicana, I'll definitely, Carmine's is my go-to, but like if I want something different, I love the Chelsea 5 Gastropub, which not a lot of people know about. And it's in the Chelsea Tower, because Tropicana recently bought the Chelsea hotel, and now in there is Chelsea 5 Gastropub. Like that's one of my favorite places. I love Koro at Hard Rock, another one of my favorite places. Martirano's, I love going there like for like dancing, and like the DJs, you know, DJ Jason E's always playing there, and it's just a lot of fun. And they have like water ice martinis, and it's just like a really fun concept there. Depending on where you go, I mean, Ocean Resort, Dolce Mar is like one of my favorite places. Like it's between that and the steakhouse, I always want to go to Dolce Mar, because that's just, to me, they have just really great food. So I don't know, like every casino has their favorite thing. I can't pick a favorite.
All right. So then outside of the casinos,
that's another one. Well, it depends. If I want sushi, Miyako in Margate is my favorite place. I absolutely love going there. You know, for pizza, Tony Baloney's. Did you guys hear of Tony Baloney's? Well, he's famous. First of all, Mike Hawk is the founder of Tony Baloney's. Now he started out in Atlantic City. He won Guy Fieri's cheesesteak challenge. He won Kelly and Michael's food truck challenge for the best cheesesteak. He went viral recently for the taco pizza. I'm sure you've seen it. It's like a pizza with tacos going around it. my foot fell asleep. So he's very famous. He just opened in Hoboken, and well, he didn't just open, he's been there for years. And he's also in, I want to say Woodbridge, but I could be wrong. Oh my God. But anyway, that's one of the best pizza places. And it's like in like the back end by Ocean Resort, you know, to go to. So like if we want pizza, my husband and I always go there. And not just pizza, like cheese fries are banging. It's like all different types of fries. And also, you know, the Tennessee Avenue Beer Hall is a new concept, and they have great food in there as well. And Chef Charles always has like really cool selection. So it really just depends, you know, on what I'm in the mood for, really. Los Amigos has a great vegetarian menu, so I would recommend that.
Yeah, you've got me now wanting to be there and dining. If, you know, it's funny. One of our go-tos for at Ocean is Amada.
Okay. Let me tell you this again. I love all of them, and Amada is. I forgot about that. In fact, Anthony loves Amada. Anthony's the one that told me, your brother. He was like, you got to get the chef's, you know, selection and whatever, and that's so good there too. I love Amada. I forgot that's also Jose Garza's concept as well.
Yeah, you could find anything and everything. Now we're hungry. Yeah. Although I will say, being from New York City, I don't usually eat pizza when I travel. Oh. So, however, maybe make a day trip for shopping and go out. We'll go check it out.
We'll go check out Tony Baloney's.
I like it.
Tony Baloney's. Oh my God, totally. And even shopping wise, I mean, the Tanger outlets, those are like the best places, the best outlets to go to. And you could go to so many places. Los Amigos is literally nestled right near there. There's so many places. I'm sure I'm like forgetting some, but where we go everywhere, my husband and I.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your insight, reminding people that there's this fantastic city not far. I truly believe we're going to come out of this, and people are going to want to stay home, really travel, and so they're going to need places like Atlantic City, the shore, even if they go north. And so I can't wait to be there. I've got the itch. We were talking about it. I was supposed to be in Vegas. That got canceled. In Reno, so now my next trip, probably the first trip we do,
is probably going to be
when we get somewhat in complete normalcy, that we can actually escape, because we don't know what it's going to look like when we do get open. So, Well, thank you, Whitney. Thank you. Hey, where can people check you out, and when you do your thing?
Well, you can find me at Go To Whitney. So it's GOTOWHITNEY on all social media. If you check out my YouTube channel, in fact, I met Carol Baskin, which is so crazy, from the Tiger King. That is just such a random story. But anyway, my video with her is up on YouTube. But Go To Whitney, check it out. And now I'm on TikTok, Go To Whitney. It's a little bit different there because I'm doing like funny videos, but mostly Instagram and YouTube are the main areas, and also Facebook as well.
That's great. And if anybody wants to know what's happening, Whitney's your gal.
Whitney's the one.
Yes.
Thank you for taking the time and joining us. I do have to say thank you to Deanna at the Golden Nugget, and Carol at Hard Rock for hooking us up together.
I love Deanna. Oh my God, she's the best.
They're great ladies. So thank you again.
I'm Carol, but I love Nugget people too. I love everybody. I like it. So I take it for granted. I go to every casino. I walk around. I'm like, I know everybody.
In some cases, that could be a problem,
a good thing or a
good thing. In your case, I'm sure never mind. Thank you again, and we look forward to being in Atlantic City soon and seeing you.
Yes.
See you guys soon. Be healthy. Stay safe.
Thanks for joining us today. See you soon.
Bye.
I'm hungry. I want to gamble. I'm ready. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'd say let's go. Road trip.
Spa treatments. Yes, I'm ready.
Usually we're saying let's go south, and you don't have to say any more.
That's it.
You just go south.
We know what that means.
If somebody says west, that means we're going to Bethlehem. What is it now?
It's got a different name. The Circle. I can see the logo.
Is it a resort? Is it resorts now?
No, I don't think it's.
I haven't been there. I haven't been there since he changed. I do have my favorite West story. Is probably with Vicky Fischetti.
I was going to say that's got to be a Vicky story.
I was driving home from upstate New York. We went to a meeting. Liz DeHart and I are in the car, and I said to her, "Watch this." I said to the car, "Call Vicky Fischetti." Vicky says, where are you? What are you doing? I said, all right, we're on our way home. We're going west. Get ready. We'll meet you there. And she goes, oh. I could see her in her. Okay. And we just drove straight to the casino. We got there in perfect timing, and here comes Vicky. Valeted the car and walked right. Didn't even hesitate to come and meet us. I don't even know how many years ago that was, but that's fun. So south. When we say we're going south, we're going south. We were supposed to be there this past weekend with some friends. So when you hear south, you know where we're going. It's Atlantic City first. Where do you like to eat in Atlantic City?
I like Motorano's. I have to say that's probably my favorite. I like Amada too. I've eaten there a couple times in Ocean. Yeah, Chart House is nice. I like the view from the Chart House.
I like the Chart House.
But yeah, I would say those are the three that stand out to me. I haven't ventured out. What's the big steakhouse down there? I went there with Michelle and Vinny.
Where was it? Inside. Oh, they go to the Borgata. They like to go to the Borgata.
I think
it inside of Borgata.
I don't think it was. Might have been.
Or Vic and Anthony's in Golden Nugget.
No, it was one that's in Manhattan also.
American Cut, which is in I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, it was delicious. Very famous. I'll have it tomorrow.
With Morton's. There's Morton's.
No.
There's American Cut. There's a lot of them. Vic and Anthony's is in the Golden.
Yes.
Golden, that is
yes,
the
I like
house.
that one too.
If the Chart House for sure. Amada, American Cut inside Ocean.
Yes, also good.
All right, so steaks. The Sands is now Wind Creek Resort.
Wind Creek, that's it.
Thomas Vitale pointed that out.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thomas makes trips. He likes to go south and west when he can. So I did. There you go. I haven't been there since they reopened. Hey, so our meme of the day, Naz. You want to share our meme of the day?
This one really, it actually made me laugh out loud this morning. Some of y'all are talking about homeschooling your kids now. With the way y'all spell on here, don't do that to them babies.
And you know what? It fits
Jaclyn. It fits Jaclyn.
Hey y'all. Yeah, I have to say a little culture shock when you meet her for the first time and she says, "Hey y'all." Well, we don't speak like that here. That's a good one. That is a good. You know, that is a good point.
Oh, with the spelling?
With spelling and these kids learning from home. Common Core math is out of the window. The kids are learning old school math right now, I'm sure, because that's what the parents know.
Somehow they're going to survive, I believe. Somehow.
Well, that was great. Two fantastic ladies. We talked about Staten Island today. We talked about Atlantic City. There's a little bit of a theme here. So we know you're going to want to stay home, so it's great information. Think about your next trip. And, of course, we want you to keep it local. It's Tuesday. We've got a few great shows lined up for the week.
Yes, we do. We have PBA champion and his wife, Doug Kent, and Chrissy Kent are going to be joining us tomorrow. Maybe give us a little update on what's going on at their bowling center upstate. Thursday, we have Ken Mitchell from the Staten Island Zoo and our weekly check-in with Pan Silvestri. I'm still going to ask him about the tigers and the coronavirus because I don't know.
It's disturbing.
It just seems sketchy and disturbing to me.
Yeah. I don't know what to think of it either. It's part of, I hate to say the term fake news, but it's, at some point you don't know.
It's widely reported though.
It is.
So it is. And they say that the tiger got it from a worker who was asymptomatic. I don't know how they know that. What made them test the tiger? It's, you know, because they said the tiger had a dry cough.
Oh, he didn't have a fever?
No,
he didn't say,
right.
Oh, I'm a little warm today.
I don't know. It's just.
It's sad if it is true.
It is sad,
and it probably is true. I have lots of questions. I don't know. We're gonna have to maybe let Ken know that question's coming.
I told you, give him a heads up so he comes prepared. Maybe he can have one of his zoo experts come in with him.
Yeah, so we'll ask Ken, our resident zoo expert, and I mean all things Staten Island. Ken's your guy. So Ken
Yeah.
and Pam on Thursday. Friday. So now, yesterday we talked about this, and so now we're making it happen. So what are we doing Friday, Naz?
Friday is it's a big show, as they say. Friday, we are going to have.
It's going to be huge.
It's huge. It's huge. It's terrific. It's going to be a terrific show. It's going to be Jim Kane, our head mechanic, and it's been here as longer than me. And Mike Piro are going to be joining us. And then we're going to have a little maybe look behind the scenes on Friday and see what they're working on while we're closed. And yeah, I'm excited about that.
It's Tuesday, so Jimmy usually works at night on
I know,
Tuesday, so he didn't come in today. He came in last week. Michael is here and awfully quiet today.
He is. He may be preparing.
He might.
You know what? It'll be interesting to see what color his hair is on Friday.
Well, it's been blue, but it's starting to fade
It's
out.
starting to fade, so we don't know if maybe he's going to get some.
It was Smurf blue. So what might it be after after all this?
It really was Smurf blue.
Maybe emoji blue.
Emoji blue. I like that. And then Saturday, we're going to be celebrating Bob Learn's birthday for a Pro Bowler Saturday with his friend Amleto Monticelli. And Saturday's show, we're coming to you at noon. So 2 p.m. the rest of the week. Today was episode 18. I'm still a little bit in shock that we've survived so far 18 days in a row, Naz.
Yeah, we haven't argued or killed each other yet, so that's pretty cool.
Our hair is still in our heads.
Yeah, I still need a haircut, but it is what it is.
Well, thanks for tuning in and watching. We appreciate you taking the time and joining us. We hope that you're enjoying us while we're enjoying you watching us.
At least tolerating us.
Yeah. We were talking about the Zoom conferencing and FaceTime, and I wasn't really a big FaceTime person. I would, my niece and nephew all the time and some friends, but not really. So this is really.
I actually had a
weird.
FaceTime appointment with my doctor yesterday. So that was interesting. It was a little different. We went over some test results and how you feeling, and I feel good.
You don't have a fever, right?
I didn't have any fever. I had I had my allergies are bothering me. Same thing I go through every year. And it was different. I guess I feel okay that everything was okay, but it wasn't the same as being there in person. And I'm not a big person. I don't really like to go to the doctor. But at least when I leave there and she tells me everything is good, I'm like, okay, I breathe a little sigh of relief for a little while. But not seeing them in person is it's a temporary thing. So it is what it is for now.
Yeah, the teledoctor, I never understood it. The first time I heard about it was Chad Murphy in the office, and he had an appointment. I was like, "What is this? Well, what do you mean? How does
that work?
How does that work?" It was
do you take your temperature and tell her?
Yeah,
how does that work?
Tell her your symptoms, and I think it's great. Listen, there's reasons why everybody shouldn't just go to the emergency room.
Correct.
That's what we also have the urgent cares, and so the teledoctor. If all of this together. Forget about what we're going through today. If all of that together can help alleviate what goes on in emergency rooms, people just go to the emergency room for
anything. Right.
Going to the emergency room. So that's cool.
Yeah, it's sad. Yeah, and by the way, my appointment was just a follow-up. It was not because I was not feeling well. Okay. In case anybody's worried.
Well, that's why I asked you if you felt like I had fever. I was going to start moving away.
No, everything's good. It was just a follow-up.
Rethinking that you might have to do this remotely now.
Yeah.
I'm
for my home. I don't have a beautiful green tree painted anywhere on my wall, though. So I'll have to find one of those backdrops she was talking about.
And if you use Zoom, you can make those virtual backgrounds.
Yeah,
have you seen that?
That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Might have to think about that.
I have to. I mean, but this is the best setting. We've got a great setting.
We do.
It's
a little
sad because there's nobody here, which is what we want. So, hey, thanks for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
We do. Frank, yes. That was awesome. That was awesome.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye.
2:00.